Sports to actually see the game. So if you could, we'll do a audio test. If you just let me know how it sounds. Oh yeah, we're good. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put you on speaker real quick. Get the headphones on. Testing 1 2 3.
Testing 1 2 3. It's a beautiful day in downtown Atlanta, Georgia, as we
Can you hear us?
as you go to
JT, can you hear us? Testing 1 2 3. Okay, sound good. Okay, all right. So we're up and we're ready to go. I'm about to add the other cameras and go from there. Thank you, JT. We got 22:55 right now. Okay, so you got 18 minutes. Okay, good. Good day. All right. Thank you, JT. All right.
play.
All right, so we're good to go here.
And now, accompanied by his mother, Miss Vivian Ash from Washington, D.C., number 8, defensive end, Cameron Rogers. And now, escorted by Shannon Ward from Mobile, Alabama, number 13, wide receiver, Josh Banks. And now, accompanied by offensive coordinator, Willie Satellite Cotton, and offensive line coach, Jonathan Carr, from West Point, Mississippi, number 22, running back, Roger Thomas. Now escorted by his mom and dad, Bernadette Rolls and Joseph Rolls, from Woodbine, Georgia, number 34, running back, Tyler Rolls. escorted by his mom, Shirley Boylan, and dad, Carlos Boylan. From Memphis, Tennessee, number 35, running back, Brandon Boylan. Now escorted by linebacker coach Braxton Kelly from Carroll, Georgia. Number 42, linebacker Kyrie Thompson. Escorted by his mother, Verna Tisdale, from Snellville, Georgia. Number 58, offensive lineman, Jamai Davidson.
So, do you still want me to plug it in when it hits 5 minutes, or do you want to plug it in now? Alright. Alright.
And now, accompanied by his offensive line coach, Jonathan Carr, from Montgomery, Alabama. Number 60, offensive lineman, Darius Breer.
Oh, like you mean like right there? Yeah, I could get it. Yeah, I can get that. Alright. Look, alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are your Clark Atlanta University Panthers seniors for 2018. Let's give them a big round of applause. Come on, fans, you have a better hand than that. Seniors here for their final time. Thank you.
Falcons, Braves, Hawks, all that, or more aces?
Read that first.
Oh, okay.
Look, I had to put you on real quick, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see that. You know. I had to take you on real quick, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside Panther Stadium, the mighty, marching Panther Band.
You know, that we went to the Clark Morehouse game over the weekend, and from what we saw, you know, Morehouse, you know,
sometimes y'all just hit me in the head or something like, hey, man, you can do better than that. Bow.
I think you'll be fine. I think
Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if everyone inside the stadium, please rise as we honor America for the playing, and with the playing, rather, of the national anthem by the Clark Atlanta University Mighty Marching Panthers. Thank you. Expected schools here today. Our officiating crew comes to us from the great SIAC conference. Afternoon is Mr. Alan Murray. The umpire, Mr. Desmond Smoot. The headlinesman, Mr. Keith Lawrence. The field judge, Mr. Britt Gary. The back judge, Mr. Jeremy Brown. The center judge, Mr. Frank Trevino. And the side judge, Mr. Terrence. And the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College.
It's a beautiful day here in downtown Atlanta, Georgia, where we have one of the richest traditions in HBCU football right here on the campus of Clark Atlanta University, where Clark Atlanta University is hosting the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. Wow, what a day we have in store for our listeners and all of our guests today. Clark, this is rivalry week, and rivalry is an understatement for this game. This is the 91st meeting between the two schools where they are literally across the street from each other. Not down the street, not a mile or blocks away. They are literally across the street from each other. So you can imagine how heated this game has been in the past, and it will continue. In the series between the two schools here in the Atlanta University Center, Clark Atlanta holds the advantage, and Morehouse, they also back when this game first started in 1913. And in 1913, when the Maroon Tigers shut out the Clark College at that time, now CAU, 48-0, and again in the next two subsequent meetings, 1916, 48-0, and 1923. So this is a very big game, not only for Clark Atlanta for their recruiting possibilities, but for Morehouse, who has a slim chance of making the playoffs. Morehouse comes in at a record of 7-2, 3-2 in the conference, and CAU comes in at 2-7, 1-4 in the conference. Right now, we're getting ready for kickoff for this game. Clark Atlanta University, they will be kicking off to the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. This year, Morehouse has had a very good year. They started off the year in at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff with a victory there, and they've made some very good wins along the way. That was their only Division I win for this year. So in order to make the playoffs, they have to have one Division I win, and with that win, that helps them to make the playoffs. We're getting ready for kickoff. This should be a very exciting game. When Morehouse has the ball, they have their superstar running back, Mr. Santo Dunn. He is proving himself very much this year. Right now, we have the kickoff. He's at the 40, he's at the 50, and he goes out of bounds for Morehouse College.
Well, Travis, anytime you have a rivalry game, there's going to be some bad blood today. I'm looking to see Clark give Morehouse everything they got today in order to, get the win today over a rival. After this game, their season's pretty much over. But the 17 seniors that Morehouse has, they're looking to go out with a win and try to get a chance to go to the NCAA playoffs.
Exactly, and with the high-powered offense that Morehouse has, they're going to showcase that today. That Santo Dunn on the ball carry right then. Morehouse, they're not only are they using this for a recruiting tool along with CAU, but they're trying to make the playoffs. So I'm sure that this rivalry, man, becomes intense each and every year, man. Right now, that was a first down by Santo Dunn.
There's a little play action out to the flats. Looks like a no gain on that one.
We have Santo Dunn going in motion right now on the second down. Santo receives the pass, which gets about a yard gain on the play. It's a beautiful day in downtown Atlanta, Georgia. We are on the campus of Clark Atlanta University, where Clark is hosting Morehouse College in a must-game win for Morehouse. It's a must-game win if they want to try to make the Division II playoffs. Clark Atlanta, they've had some very, very tough losses. Their record does not show the team that they really do have. A third down. Ball is caught. It was a fumble there in the air, but I think that Morehouse received the. And wait a minute, let's see what we have. Ball was recovered by Morehouse. You know, the atmosphere here today, man, is very good. You can feel the intensity in the air from both of these rival schools, man. You know, when you walk up, it's just, you know, everybody's intense and whatnot to see this big game between the two schools.
Well, yeah, everybody here at Clark is a little uptight right now because Morehouse has creeped over from across the street and trying to invade their campus.
Exactly.
You know, they letting the Tigers loose.
Again, that was a big stop. A big stop by the Clark Atlanta University defense.
That was William Prophet in the backfield early, the junior linebacker. And that will be a turnover on downs for Clark. And they will get the ball right there on the 32-yard line on their own side of the field.
So now Clark Atlanta has the ball, and the snap has been taken.
Looks like quarterback Charles Stafford was back, and it looks like he completes it for a first down to number 6, Felix Jones, the junior out of Middleville, Georgia.
I want to give shouts out to the offensive coordinator, Mr. Willie Totten. He's from Mississippi Valley State, where he played quarterback. He's the quarterback for NFL Hall of Famer Jerry Rice.
Looks like we got a false start on the CAU offensive line there.
This is a beautiful facility here at Clark Atlanta University, right off downtown Atlanta. They do have a brand new scoreboard. It is beautiful. If you have a chance to look at it, man, it is something to see. This is the first year, the first season that they're using it. It's a brand new scoreboard. So, you know, there are a lot of things that are up and coming here at Clark Atlanta University. There's the snap again. He's at the 40, he's at the 45, he's at the 30 of Morehouse College. That was a very good play by Clark Atlanta University.
It's like it was number 22, Roger Thomas, on the big pickup. It looks like he gained about 22 yards on that play. All right, so Charles Silver is not huddling up. They're trying to bring it straight to the Morehouse defense right now. They're letting them know you're in our house and we're about to punch you straight in the mouth.
Exactly.
All the way down the field.
Exactly. They're going with the no huddle, trying to get the defense off balance. And for right now, they're doing a pretty good job.
Okay, here's Stifford back. He's on the run. Looks like he has to throw it out of bounds. Watch out, cheerleaders. Charles Silver, he's a redshirt junior out of Miami, Florida, a transfer from Albany State. I know he was hurt earlier in the year, but since they got him back, they were able to get 2 wins under their belt. We saw him back in late September when Allen University came to play, and I think that was one of his first games coming back, and he's looking back up to speed now. All right, he is in the shotgun. He keeps it himself, runs up the middle. Looks like he runs for about a 5-yard gain there.
You know, I'm looking for very good quarterback play from the quarterback because of Willie Totten, the offensive coordinator. He was a quarterback at Mississippi Valley State, like I stated earlier. You know, he's in Mississippi Valley State Hall of Fame, and his quarterback play at Mississippi Valley was just unprecedented, man. Here we go again with they're getting the play from the sideline. So I'm expecting very good quarterback play from the quarterback.
Roger Thomas out to like he's going out to the flat. Tipper takes it again up the middle.
Third down.
Gets about 3 yards right there.
Well, it looks like the Morehouse Maroon Tiger defense might have held up, and Clark Atlanta on fourth down has made a decision that they are going to kick a field goal. They're going to go for the field goal. So let's see how this works out for them.
It looks like it's going to be a
delay of game.
So we got to stop the clock at 9:55. Looks like somebody wasn't ready.
Right.
And it may be on Morehouse.
It may be on Morehouse, and if so, that could be a first down for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta University. And it is first down, Clark Atlanta University Panthers.
Was it too many men on the line, or what was the penalty?
Delay of game. I think it was too many men.
Too many men on the field.
Yes.
Yes. So 5 yards gives CAU the first down, and Sifford's back to work with Thomas in the backfield, waiting for the play call from the sideline. I think they got it, and I think we're ready.
And he's down inside the 10-yard line. Very good offensive play by the Clark Atlanta University offense. I want to let all of our listeners know that today was senior day here at Clark Atlanta University, so this is the seniors' last ball game at Panther Stadium.
Clark Atlanta seems to be attacking the interior line of that Morehouse defense. If the entire defensive line is going to be their last game, they may want to toughen up a little bit and make sure that they go out with a bang, because right now Clark is running right down their throat.
Right, and when we talked to Coach Freeman, he was very concerned about his defensive line because he's losing his whole defensive line to graduation. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be a very intense game, and like I said, it's for recruiting purposes. And right now, the defense held on that play. Right now, it's 2nd and goal.
All right, Sifford rolls out. Got a man in the back of the end zone. Oh, just missed him.
Just missed him. Out of bounds.
He had Jonathan Sanders in the corner of the end zone and just missed him.
And he was open. So he just missed him. And I just talked about the quarterback play. I'm expecting very good quarterback play from the quarterback. And right now it's going to be 3rd and goal for the Clark Atlanta University Panthers.
Well, Travis, you play football, sir. What would you do in this situation? Here it is, 2nd down. You got about 12 yards to go. What would be your play call right now?
Well, we'll still get we will go up the middle with a running play to try to get some points. Some points are better than no points. And, just take it up the middle and see what you come up with, because they've been attacking Morehouse defense ever since the game started in the middle. So it looked like they're having much success in the middle, and we'll see on this play. There are no backs in the backfield, so they're going to go with a passing play. And they had the quarterback in the grass, and he had to throw it away. So now you have to make a decision on if you're going to kick or if you're going to go for it.
I think they may want to listen to us. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So.
I think they're going to go for the 3 points. Like I said before, some points are better than no points. And to rely on your defense, that's out of the question right now. But it is the last game, so I'm expecting a lot of chances to be taken, and we see where we go from there. The kick is up.
And it's good.
And the kick is good with 8:35 left to go in the first quarter. We have Clark Atlanta on the board first, 3-0. Right here in downtown Atlanta on the campus of Clark Atlanta University, where the Panthers, they go up 3-0. All right, and we're back. Clark Atlanta is setting up the ball to kick off to Morehouse College after scoring 3 points on a field goal that was made. The ball is in the air, and the ball is caught, let's say, at the 4-yard line. He's still on his feet. And he goes out around about the 33-yard line, I would say. You know, Morehouse started the season off with 6 preseason all-conference players. And whenever you start off the season with that many preseason all-conference players, you're expecting, to have a great season. I do think that Morehouse did have a great season by starting off with a win on the road. And keep in mind, Morehouse has won all of their road games.
All of their road, yes, they have. And like I said, they started off the season beating Arkansas Pine Bluff at Arkansas Pine Bluff. But then after that Albany State game, they kind of lost a little steam and things.
Exactly.
But they're looking to get it rolling. And like I said, if they can pull off a nice win here today and convince the committee to let them into the playoffs, I think they can have a lot of momentum going in.
But, Clark Atlanta has a lot to say about that.
Do not come in my house without wiping your feet.
Clark Atlanta has a lot to say about that. We will see.
All right. So second down.
Santos in motion. And I think Morehouse right now is starting to attack the CAU middle part of the defense. Right now, Morehouse is really gaining momentum. Right now it's 3rd and about 5, I would say, for the first down. They're still in their own territory, but they're approaching midfield quickly. Again, it's 3rd down. We have Frank Bailey Jr., running back in the backfield, along with the quarterback, Mr. Ryan Edwards. He's on the run, and he had a man wide open, but he missed him. He had a man wide open, and he missed him. So now we're at 4th down once again for the Maroon Tigers. The offense that was so high-powered is not looking so high-powered right now, so I'm sure they're going to have to go to another game plan to try to make this momentum pick up. They're having to punt to the Clark Atlanta University Panthers right now, and we'll see what comes of the punt. Clark Atlanta's still trying to get it together on the sideline.
Well, Travis, one thing that I've known from watching Morehouse all year, they start off slow.
Yeah.
But then they pick up a lot of momentum in the second half, and other than a couple of miracle plays.
The punt and Morehouse defending, they're going to let the ball roll. Clark Atlanta decided to let the ball roll. It would be down to right around the 5-yard line. So Clark Atlanta will be starting deep in their own territory, and we'll see what the Morehouse defense can come up with as far as stopping their offense, and we'll see what Clark Atlanta's offense can do. They've been very successful up the middle on Morehouse defense, and we'll see how they come out. We'll see what Mr. Willie Totten can come up with for success for the CAU offense.
I mean, I really he wishes Jerry Rice could just suit up out here and just.
Well, not only that, they had a very good quarterback last year before him. I'll go into that after this play.
Okay.
Again, up the middle.
We have a fumble.
We have a fumble. He was ruled down. Last year they had a gentleman by the name of Jonathan McQuarrie. He was a transfer from Vanderbilt, and he came in and did a very good job for them last year. A 6'5", rangy quarterback, very good pocket presence. And I'm sure Willie Totten, he got here just a year too late to work with him. This is the play again, right up the middle, right up the middle on the Morehouse defense. He goes for a first down. That was Mr. Roger Thomas. He's the senior running back out of West Point, Mississippi. Man, He went right up through the teeth of the defense of Morehouse College. First down. Again, now we have a quarterback on the quarterback keeper. Number 3, Mr. Charles Stafford. He's a quarterback. He's a junior out of Miami, Florida.
Travis, let's take a look at that last play of the middle. He gets so much running room.
So much running room.
The defensive line from Morehouse just split open, and he just found a lot of room just to churn it up.
This is very good SIAC action right here in downtown Atlanta on the campus of Clark Atlanta University as we prepare for the next play. Oh, wow, they were waiting on him that time. Morehouse College defense was waiting for the running back that time. They had a loss on that play. So that lets me know that Morehouse defense, I think they're beginning to figure it out. Clark Atlanta is steadily going with the no huddle.
They're taking their time right now because the offensive line just let them up, and the defensive lineman just came through with a sack, and they look at it, he's ready to eat.
Yeah.
All right, so we got third down.
Quarterback's on the move. He finds a receiver. The receiver, he gets by one for the first down for Clark Atlanta University. First down, Clark Atlanta. Hey, man, they're on the move. They started on their own 5-yard line, and now they're almost at midfield. They're at the 47-yard line. They're taking the play. The quarterback, Charles Stafford, he's taking the play from the sideline.
I think they're realizing that they can do anything they want up the middle of this Morehouse defensive line. So I think they're just Willie Todd is going to start taking advantage of that.
Right, man. They have a lot of confidence with this.
Stafford over the middle. Oh, he overthrew his receiver.
Charles Stafford, the quarterback, he overthrows his receiver, making it a 2nd and 10 for the Clark Atlanta Panthers. It looks like their offensive strategy is working, and we'll see throughout the game if it will be successful for them. Again, the Clark Atlanta offense lines up. Quarterback Stafford's on the roll. He looks and throws, and it is complete. It is complete to number 1, Jonathan Sanders, a junior out of Atlanta, Georgia, for another Clark Atlanta first down. So now that they're over midfield, they're in Morehouse territory right now at the 40-yard line.
This was the way he goes up and gets the ball and, helps his quarterback out.
Right. The ball is up. Intercepted. Intercepted. Let's see if it's going to go for Morehouse College. Morehouse says that they have the ball. And the referee said it is 1st and 10, Morehouse on the interception. Let's go over that again. The ball is in the air. It was thrown by the quarterback, Charles Stafford. And the ball did not touch the ground, so that is a full interception by Morehouse College defense. So it'll be 1st and 10, Morehouse.
The Morehouse defense really needed that because they've been getting beat up first for a little while, and now to have a turnover here and get an opportunity to get back in this game, they needed that. That was a big play for the Morehouse defense.
Really helped them out, man. But again, Morehouse is deep in their own territory, so they have a lot of hard work to do to get into scoring position. With 3:29 left in the first quarter, Morehouse takes over from an interception from Clark Atlanta University. We have number 11, Ryan Edwards. He's in motion. We have another stoppage in the game. Number 66 of Morehouse. That back the Maroon Tigers up to the to about the 5 or might be about the 8-yard line. 5 yards back, still first down. He goes for a pass play. And it was caught tremendously. A catch by the Morehouse Maroon Tigers wide receiver. What a catch. Let's look at that again, and what a catch. First down, Morehouse. That puts them in great field position. Right here on the 36-yard line. I think the Morehouse College great run and catch by number 11, the tight end, Mr. Ryan Edwards. And that makes it another Morehouse College first down. It looks like right now the offense of Morehouse College is starting to heat up. Oh, he was dragged down behind the play from Mr. Santo Dunn. He was the ball carrier, and he was dragged down behind by the CAU defender. It looks like it was number 7 of Clark Atlanta University, Mr. Ezekiel Edmonds, defensive back out of West Palm Beach, Florida. So right now it's second down, I would say at about 11 for the first down. Quarterback's on the run. He throws it and in and out of the hands of the Morehouse receiver. The ball was for Amir Smith, one of the superlatives on offense for the Morehouse Maroon Tigers. So right now, it is third down for the Morehouse Maroon Tiger offense. And it looks like it'll be about 12 yards for the first down. We have number 15, number Marquez Pride going in motion, ball to snap. Quarterback, he's sacked. He is sacked. He is sacked by the Clark Atlanta University number 9. Number 9 of Clark Atlanta, Brent Glover, a defensive lineman out of LaGrange, Georgia. So the defense held again, and the Morehouse College offense has been stifled once again. Once again, they're in punting formation. Once again, Morehouse College offense has got to try to find a way to get in scoring position. But right now, they're punting again to the Clark Atlanta University offense. He waved for a fair catch. And the fair catch is at the 30-yard line of Clark Atlanta University. With 1 minute and 17 seconds left to go in the first quarter, we have Clark Atlanta 3, Morehouse 0. First down for Clark Atlanta University. If you're in the downtown area right now and you want to see some great HBCU football with a rivalry, we have Morehouse College visiting Clark Atlanta University right off of downtown Atlanta. It's a beautiful day. It's very much so a college atmosphere here, and it's just great to be here.
Well, Travis, I can't think of a better day to sit here and be in the AUC. Beautiful sunny day in downtown Atlanta. I woke up in Charlotte, North Carolina this morning. Here I am in Atlanta, Georgia.
How about that?
Enjoying a great game. We got a 3-0 score here. I'm ready to see some fireworks.
With this rivalry, man, this rivalry is always intense. And, you can just feel the intensity once you get out of your car or your vehicle. You can just feel the intensity of this game. Right now, the number 3, the quarterback for Clark Atlanta, is getting the play from the sideline. And I'm sure they're trying to still attack the Morehouse defense in the middle. They've had much success in the middle. Right now, they snapped the ball.
Oh, it's a bad snap.
It's a bad snap.
Oh, the defense is right on it.
There you go.
Right on it. those are the miscues that Clark doesn't need right now if they want to stay in this game with Morehouse.
Right. Morehouse, it looks like number 29, Deshaun Frazier.
Yeah, see, here we go. We got a bad snap. It was a low snap. It was not even on target.
Right.
And the Morehouse defense was right on them.
And it looks like the quarterback and the center wasn't on cue together. They wasn't in sync.
Yeah, they need to have a conversation, get it together.
On that particular play.
Right. Okay. And I know this has nothing to do with anything, but folks, there's a grill over here behind this end zone over here, and I need somebody to go grab me a rib or two because I know it's smelling good over there.
It's smelling good, and they have a lot of smoke coming from that area also.
All right, we're going to take a break here with 2:01 left in the first. We got Clark Atlanta 3, Morehouse. We'll be back on Flow Sports.
Lady Panthers now head to next week's SIAC Volleyball Championship in Birmingham, Alabama. If you can't be in
And we're starting the second quarter of this heated rivalry between Morehouse College and Clark Atlanta University. Score right now is 3-0. Clark Atlanta University leading. Clark Atlanta is on offense along with Morehouse College on defense. The ball right now is at I would say around the 29-yard line of Clark Atlanta University. We have about 13 yards to go for the first down. Quarterback, he throws the ball, and there was no flag on the play. I think their feet got tied up on that particular pass from the quarterback, Mr. Charles Stafford.
Okay, Travis. I think the bands are starting to kick up.
Bands are starting to kick up, man.
It's about to be a fight out here. The Morehouse band is revving up. Clark's like not in our house.
And I'm seeing more and more maroon white showing up for the game. I do see a lot of red and Clark colors, red and black, but it looks like people are starting to file in more and more for this heated rivalry. You know, this is a unique game not only for the conference but for both institutions because of the way the two schools sit. They sit literally across the street from each other.
There's one of our cameramen named Walter Bright. Walter, this is his first time. This is his third time in Atlanta, but the first time we were here was his first time. And he was like, "You mean to tell me there's 4 colleges in this block radius?"
Wow.
Yeah. He
had
to take a walk, and he came back with his eyes bulging.
Low snap on the punt. Another fair catch. Another fair catch by Morehouse College. Tamarick Vanover Jr., number 9, wide receiver, senior out of Gainesville, Florida. You know, this Vanover, his dad was a tremendous athlete out of Florida State. He played with the Kansas City Chiefs, same position, punt returner, kickoff returner, wide receiver also. Tremendous athlete.
Tremendous athlete. And with that being said, there is a lot of HBCU talent that has graced the NFL and professional ranks to this day. And Tamarick Vanover, to have his sons playing here at Morehouse, it's an honor.
It says a lot, man. It says a lot.
It really does.
Right now, Morehouse College offense is going to try to attack the defense of Clark Atlanta University with number 2, Frank Bailey, the ball carrier, making it a second down, and I would say 3.
Looks like it.
Maybe 4. We have number 5, Amir Smith, going in motion. There's another stoppage in the game.
Clock stopped at 14-19. They're talking to the bands now. I told you the bands were livening up, and the refs were like, hey, we can't hear anything on the field.
Hey, man, I know there are band etiquettes. I know there are band rules, NCAA rules. I'm just going to make this statement, and then there's no comparison, but I'm going to make this statement anyway. During that national championship game, the bands were playing the whole time.
The whole time?
The whole time. Right here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But we'll talk about that later.
Well, when it comes to HBCU football, this is the fifth quarter. Okay?
Right.
And they're going to go at it.
Well, my thing is, how many would you say Mercedes-Benz holds? 85,000? And then you got your band that's playing at concert level. And both bands are playing, and nobody said a thing. So we'll talk about that later.
We just got confirmation that number's right. That number's right.
Right now, we have third down with Morehouse offense on the field. Another carry up the middle going through the Clark Atlanta University defense. We have number 2, Frank Bailey, the ball carrier.
Frank Bailey comes in and is a nice relief for Santos Dunn.
Yeah.
So they're not losing anything when he comes in to give Dunn a rest.
Hey, man, you got 2 very good running backs attacking your defenses, which is always a good thing.
We have motion. Hand off to Dunn. He comes off the left side. Dunn is hitting it. Oh, that was a nice.
And he was forced out of bounds by the defense of Clark Atlanta University. What a great play, man. They've been going up the middle the whole time, and all of a sudden he bounces it outside, man, for a nice, sizable gain for the Morehouse Maroon Tigers, and it is a first down for Morehouse. We have number 5 going in motion for the Maroon Tigers, Amir Smith, and there's another ball carrier up the middle. Both teams right now are finding success in running the ball through the middle of each other's defense.
Let's go back and look at that last run by Santo. The motion cleared it out for the left side, and Morehouse took advantage of that clear out, and Santos, as an athlete that he is, took advantage of it for that nice big run.
Exactly.
When we talked to Coach the other day, he talked about Santos and how important he is to this offense.
After this play, we'll give Mr. Santos Dunn another talk. Right now, the quarterback rolls out. He finds the receiver, and the receiver goes out of bounds for another Morehouse first down.
And that receiver would be Santos Dunn out the backfield.
Out of the backfield. He talked about how Santos is a very good ball player. He works hard in practice. He's a leader, and he's everything that you would want in a ball player, particularly at the running back position. He's from Miami by way of Griffin, Georgia, and he's a sophomore, so he has 2 more years. Again, up through the middle, number 2, Mr. Frank Bailey, through the Clark Atlanta defense. Again, Mr. Santos Dunn, he's been a very good athlete for them. He's been their workhorse from time to time. Down in Columbus, when they played Tuskegee, when they won in triple overtime, Santos Dunn was the most valuable player for that game, which was a very big game. And, he's been showing himself in every game. So shout out to him, for his personal goals and accomplishments. Again, the ball was going up the middle, but he takes it outside.
Looks like it'll be a first down.
It looks like it'll be another first down for the Morehouse College Maroon Tigers. They're getting in scoring position. They are within the red zone right now, and they're getting closer and closer to the goal line.
I think Morehouse has figured out trying to take it straight up the middle is not working, and so they're bouncing into the outside, and as soon as they get to the edge, they're getting a lot of space.
Exactly. And they're spreading the defense of Clark Atlanta University, which is making them successful.
Here we go, first and goal. Santos Dunn. They thought they had him in the backfield. Oh,
he's still on his feet, and now it took a crowd to bring him down. Mr. Santos Dunn, the ball carrier, making it a second down and goal. Second down and goal to goal. With 10 minutes left to go in the second quarter before halftime. We still have the lead with Clark Atlanta leading 3-0, but Morehouse is in scoring position, and it is second down and goal to goal. We will see what they do on this play to try to help themselves. We have number 9 going in motion, Mr. Tamarick Vanover Jr. There's the quarterback. He drops back, throws. He throws, and that brings it down to like the 9-yard line of Clark Atlanta University.
At the 11-yard line. Third and goal to go, Panther Nation.
Morehouse is setting up on offense. They have 2 running backs in the backfield and now one of them goes in motion. Quarterback still, he sees, throws. He has a young man, and he's right there. Touchdown, Morehouse. What a good play that was, man, from the Morehouse College offense. So now I think their offense is beginning to wake up from the start of the game. You know, like you said earlier, Morehouse offense, they, you know, a lot of times they'll start slow, but once they pick it up, you know, they're hard to be reckoned with. Right now they're going for the extra point.
That's right, Travis. Let's take a look at that last play.
If we take a look at the last play,
watch how his teammates coming to help him and just give him a
Right.
big push. That's all he needed to get across that line. Because they met him there, right at that line. But he needs a pitch. All you need is a teammate to give you a little push.
hey man, that's what makes it. That's what makes the game exciting, man. When you know, with teammates helping you out. Hey man, the field goal was good, and with 8:48 left in the second quarter, we have Morehouse 7, Clark Atlanta University 3. And we're back. Morehouse is about to kick off to the Clark Atlanta University, and the ball doesn't go as far, but almost was a disaster there for Clark Atlanta University after that kickoff. You know, both of these two teams on rivalry games like this, they throw the all records are out of the window. You know, they're doing this for bragging rights for 1 year. Last year, Morehouse won this game, and they had the bragging rights for 1 year. So now here we are again, and that is why we play the game. And, you know, this game is always intense, always intense.
With this, the proximity that everybody's in this area, you got to have some heated rivalries. They know each other. Hold on.
Up the middle.
Number 22.
Up the middle, number 22 for the ball carrier for Clark Atlanta. We're talking Mr. Roger Thomas, a senior out of West Point, Mississippi. He went right straight through the Morehouse, the middle of the defense. As we've been talking the whole game, Morehouse defense in the middle, man, Clark Atlanta has found something.
Yes, they have. Up the middle, up the gut. They are killing the interior defense.
Here we go again, up the middle.
Up the middle.
Somebody might need to send a drone over to the Morehouse and let them know they're going up the middle every play.
Somebody might want to let Morehouse know, hey, you might want to tighten up on that middle.
You might want to tighten up on the middle. Morehouse, you know, they don't have anybody over the top. Again, here we go with another play up the middle against the Morehouse defense, making it a first down for Clark Atlanta University.
gets up to the 21.
Roger Thomas says, I'm a senior. This is going to be my last game. I'm about to give it all I got. Just send me up the middle, coach.
Exactly. That last play was a tackle made by number 21, Mr. Parrish, a senior out of Lithonia, Georgia. And here we go again, the number 22 up the middle. Once again, they have really found something, a weakness in Morehouse defense, and they are really exploiting it.
Roger Thomas already has 100 yards rushing on the day.
Already.
And we aren't even at halftime.
Wow. Wow.
But really.
What a feat.
But really, my 10-year-old son will probably have 100 yards rushing in the middle of this defense.
I'm not going to go there with my co-host, but we have a flag on the play. We have a flag on the play.
We got a false start on the offense. Somebody was ready to play a little bit too soon.
There you go. Well, that makes it a 2nd and 10 for the Clark Atlanta University Panthers.
Here's Sifford to number 1, Jonathan Sanders, the junior from right here in Atlanta.
Third down.
He drops back. Oh, a pass thrown to number 14 of Clark Atlanta University, and it was unsuccessful. Morehouse was waiting for that, and they knocked the ball down. This right here will make it a 3rd down or 4th down, and Clark Atlanta University has to make a decision on what they will do. Again, like I talked to you before, some points are better than no points. So Clark Atlanta is going to try to get some points out of this series with a field goal. Let's see how successful that they are. It looks like Morehouse is lining up pretty intense to try to get this. The kick is up, and the kick is good. With 6 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in the second quarter, the score now is Morehouse 7, Clark Atlanta University 6.
Make sure you're representing Clark Atlanta University's athletics. And click on shop. Saldana preparing to kick off. To the return team of the remove.
Clark Atlanta scored on the last scoring drive with a field goal to make it a 7-6 ball game. Morehouse, let me give you some quick stats of the first quarter. First downs, we had Morehouse with 7, Clark Atlanta University with 9. Rushing attempts for Morehouse, 13. Clark Atlanta University, 15. Rushing yards, Clark Atlanta had 105 rushing yards to Morehouse College, 43. We'll get back after the kickoff. Morehouse receives the ball. He's at the 20, and he's wrestled out of bounds by the Clark Atlanta kickoff team at the 20-yard line. Again, rushing average per carry, Clark Atlanta University 7, also Morehouse 3.3. Receptions, Clark Atlanta University 4, Morehouse 9. Receiving yards, Morehouse had 73 receiving yards, Clark Atlanta University 4. And their average, Morehouse 8.1, receiving average for Clark Atlanta University 11. So now Morehouse is lining back up for their first series after that scoring drive of Clark Atlanta University, and we'll see how they come out on this particular series to see how they can score. There's another flag on the play. Before we get started, there's another flag on the play. That was a 5-yard penalty on number 17 on Morehouse.
Morehouse might not want to keep shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties. They might want to, pay a little more attention. Because with a 1-point score right now, you don't want to give Clark any type of momentum to help them to stay in this game.
Exactly. And that was another run up the middle for Morehouse. Both of these teams, this is amazing to me, where both of these teams have found the weakness in both defenses up the middle of their defense. And to me, that would be the teeth of the defense, and they're running right at it. And they're lining up going, you can't stop us. We're coming right here. Nothing will be said.
Here's Morehouse in the shotgun.
Morehouse has gone for the pass play, and it was broken up by two defenders of Clark Atlanta University.
That was a good. Well, he throws a good deep ball, but like I say, the defenders were all over that and in double coverage. And
right.
They sniffed that out quickly.
We're lining up right now. Morehouse with no backs in the backfield, 3rd down and about 11 to go, or I would say 13 to go for the first down.
Michael Sims drops back another pass.
The ball is caught. It's a completed pass, but I don't think it's enough for the first down. Ball was caught by Amir Smith, and the tackle was made by Clark Atlanta University, number 26, Mr. Jeremy Tate, a linebacker sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee. And Morehouse has selected to take the punt. They're going to be punting to Clark Atlanta University. There's the snap. The punt is up. And the receiver for the receiving team has elected to let the ball go, and Morehouse has downed it. With 4:25 left to go in the second quarter, we have Morehouse 7, Clark Atlanta University 6.
Well, Travis, with a rivalry like this, sometimes you gotta, like I say, if neither team won a game all year, all week they were looking forward to this game.
To this game right here, man. Hey, man, when you see each other, not only in changing of classes, you might see each other at the Walmart. You might see each other, just walking down the street. The winner of this game, like I said before, has a year of bragging rights.
I promise you, one of them done hollered at one of their girls on the campus, and they like, look, I'm going to get you, bro.
Exactly. Oh, man, it was in and out of the hands of the Clark Atlanta University receiver, number 6, Mr. Felix Jones, a junior wide receiver out of Milledgeville, Georgia. He could not hold on. He was handling it like it was a hot potato. It was a very good pass by the quarterback. He just mishandled the throw. Clark Atlanta University, they're going back again with the no-huddle offense. The handoff to the running back. They're still going up the middle, but Morehouse was sitting there waiting for him for no gain on the play. No gain on the play. This is going to make it a 3rd down and 10 for Clark Atlanta University. Clark Atlanta University is going again with the no-huddle offense. 3 wide receivers split out to the right. The quarterback drops back. Oh, and Morehouse, they have sacked the quarterback. He had nowhere to go. So Clark Atlanta University is going to have to punt. It was 3 and out for Clark Atlanta University. They couldn't get anything going up the middle that time. I think there's a lot of talk over there on defense about the plays that Clark Atlanta University are running up the middle, so they stopped that, and right now they're having to punt.
Travis, I think they heard us. That the interior of that defense, and like Coach said the other day, if your entire defensive line, this could be your last game in a Morehouse uniform.
Right.
Show some pride, and I think they can't. Defensive coach brought them over to the sideline. Show some pride, son.
Yeah.
And they look like they're stepping up right now.
Have another delay in the game. Delay of game offense, 5-yard penalty for the Clark Atlanta University Panthers. That backs them up 5 yards. So another opportunity for Morehouse. Right now you have number 9 for Morehouse, Tamarick Vanover Jr., senior wide receiver out of Gainesville, Florida. He's at I would say right around the 47-yard line of Morehouse territory. The punt, he got it away barely. Oh, Vanover.
Oh.
Ball is still loose. He fumbled it. It looks like it could be Clark Atlanta University football. And yes. What a fumble. And that is unlike Mr. Vanover. He's had a great year at punt return. Let's look at this once again.
Take a look at that.
Let's look at it once again. Now, keep in mind, the punter did not have much time when he got the ball to get the ball away. The rush was on, the ball is up, and he had plenty of time to catch the ball. I don't know if the sun was in his eyes. He tried to run before he caught it.
Right before the game started, one of the cameramans, Corey Jones, stated somebody's going to have a problem with that sun late on this afternoon.
Hey, man.
Sure enough.
And it showed.
And it shows. I think that's why Clark chose to receive the ball where they did, because they knew that sun was about to be a problem.
So now we have the ball at the 48-yard line of Morehouse. We're over midfield, and Clark Atlanta University offense is taking over. The ball is snapped. The quarterback's on the run to the left. He finds a hole. He finds somebody in the seam right there. A catch made by Clark Atlanta University. Number 1, Jonathan Sanders. He is a junior out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, Morehouse has their number 1, Santos Dunn, but Clark Atlanta's number 1.
Mr. Jonathan Sanders, the ball is lined up again. Oh, they were waiting for him. They tried to go up through the teeth of the defense of Morehouse, but they were waiting for him for a tackle. Looks like it might have been a tackle for a loss. Yes, it was for a loss.
Yeah, Jonathan Sanders has been Stafford's safety valve.
Okay. We're going to see what they do with this fumble recovery that they had on this punt. They're deep into Morehouse territory right now. The quarterback drops back. He throws it. He threw it away because he was in the grasp of the Morehouse defender.
Do we have it looked like intentional grounding.
It looked like intentional grounding, but they haven't called it just yet.
He may have still been in the pocket. I mean, he may have stepped right outside of the
Right.
pocket.
He got it away just in time. Fans are steadily continuing to come into the game, and it looks like it's going to be a nice crowd for this game. Number 3, the quarterback for Clark Atlanta, Charles Stafford. They're getting to play from the sideline for this play. And they have elected to call a timeout. Timeout with 1 minute and 39 seconds left to go in the second quarter. We have Morehouse 7, Clark Atlanta 6, but Clark Atlanta is deep into Morehouse territory with a third and about 12 yards to go for the first down. They have elected to take a timeout. They're going to talk things over, and we'll go from there. We have a touchdown by Clark Atlanta University with 1 minute and 32 seconds left to go in the second quarter before halftime, and now they're lining up for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. With 1 minute and 32 seconds left, we have Clark Atlanta University 13, Morehouse 7. How quickly the scores changed on us. After that timeout, Clark Atlanta University had a game plan, and they came back with it, and they came with a quick score.
Here's Stafford with the ball right on the top, right to the back shoulder to the receiver for the touchdown. The DB looked like he gave no effort.
Hey, man, again, Clark Atlanta University offensive coordinator Mr. Willie Totten, offensive guru. He's really attacking the Morehouse defense, man. And right now he's going, this is the last game. He's not holding back anything. And right now, I'm sure he's setting up a good game plan of running the ball. And looks like the second half is just going to be exciting to see. Everybody's in place. They're not, everybody wants to see the halftime show, of course. Right now, Clark Atlanta University is kicking off to Morehouse. And Morehouse is around about the 1 yard line with the reception of the kickoff. He has a lot of room to run. He's in his own territory.
Well, Clark did a good job of taking advantage of that turnover and scoring and getting the lead on Morehouse because, like I say, from what I've seen this year, Morehouse is a second half team, and you need all the points you can, especially in this rivalry game, to stay ahead of Morehouse.
And with CAU coming in again, I hope you don't get tired of me saying this, but they're coming in at 2-7 overall, 1-4 in the conference, and in a game like this, some points are better than no points. And it looks like Clark Atlanta University is trying to take advantage of that by all costs. Right now, we have Morehouse with the ball. They're in very good field position, but we have another game stoppage. We'll see what the call may be.
Let's see. Okay.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Morehouse has the ball, 1st and 10, and I would say at around about the 44. We have another game stoppage. What do we have? Game clock operator, he wants the game clock at 1:24. Right now it's at 1:11. So the game clock operator, we're going to put him on his job now. He's got it back correct. It is correct. 1 minute and 24 seconds before halftime with Clark Atlanta leading 13-7. Again, this is a road game for Morehouse, so they've won all of their road games. There was one had to catch out of the backfield by number 5, Amir Smith, senior wide receiver out of Atlanta, Georgia. Looks like we might have someone hurt for Clark Atlanta University.
Looks like that's number 7, Tremel Gooden, the junior wide receiver out of Atlanta. But he's trotting off on his own power. I think he just got dinged up. I think he'll be all right. Here's 2nd down. Sims drops back over the middle.
And Not much on that play. This is going to make it a third down and about 12 for a first down for the Morehouse College Maroon Tigers.
Stay in tune with everything going on with Clark Atlanta Athletics. Go to ClarkAtlantaSports.com for schedules, stories, and all the latest information on Clark Atlanta University sports. Bookmark it and tell your friends. It's ClarkAtlantaSports.com.
This is SIAC Sports on Floor Sports, and right now we're going to pick up the action once again with Morehouse with third down and about 12 for the first down. On the play, the quarterback scrambles. He's looking for somebody, and he just throws it out of bounds. It looks like Morehouse is going to have to punt again back to Clark Atlanta University. Again, these two schools are literally across the street from each other. This is a big rivalry. This is the last game of the year. When I say all of the records are out the window for this game. And right now, Morehouse is trailing. So with them trailing, they're going to have to really, make a push in the second half in order to try to make this slim chance of them making the playoffs. But Clark Atlanta is giving them all that they can handle. This is a low snap. The punt is up, and the Clark Atlanta University, wait a minute, he fumbled the catch, but he got it back. With 29 seconds left to go till halftime, we have Clark Atlanta leading 13-7. This is SIAC Football on Flow Sports. Again, it looks like Willie Totten, the offensive coordinator for the Clark Atlanta University Panthers, is very much taking some chances. He's mixing it up. Look like Clark Atlanta just going to take a knee and go in with the lead. This is a momentum for them, being their last game, senior day, 13-7. As the clock ticks out, this is going to be very much momentum for them coming back for the second half. And it is halftime here in downtown Atlanta on the campus of Clark Atlanta University, where Clark Atlanta is leading 13-7 in this big rivalry. We are here with SIAC coverage with Flow Sports for this very intense game between Clark Atlanta University and Morehouse College. My name is Travis McGee. I'm the host of a show called Sports Talk Atlanta. We're on every Tuesday night on Blog Talk Radio from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. We want you to follow us. Follow us on Twitter at NHISG_sports. You can also follow us on Facebook at Sports Talk Atlanta. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at NHISG Sports Talk ATL. You can follow us. Also, you can email us at info@sportstalkatlanta2.com. Right now, we're getting ready for the halftime show. Morehouse College Band is up first.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may now return to your seats. The real reason you're here is about to take the field. On behalf of our University President, Dr. Mr. Ronald A. Johnson, and Miss Rhonda Harper, interim director of band, we proudly present the AUC Intermission Magician, the Clark Atlanta University Mighty Marching Panthers. To the House of Funk, your drum majors are a royal family, but ours are simply untouchable. Trezandre, the enforcer Evans, Cameron, the Maverick Anderson, and head drum major Kendrick, the Kingpin Payne. Morehouse, Spelman, welcome to 223 James P. Raleigh Drive. You may want to call for backup, because the MLP, we ain't dead. have one final message to deliver to the Morehouse House of Fun. I'm just going to ask a simple question. Who wants the smoke? Break it down. Take it down to Miami as we take it old school with a little trick there. What you say, man? As you can see, the Mind Marching Panthers are the AUC spine. And all you can say is yes, indeed. You took it entertained by your mighty Marching Panthers. The band staff consists of Troy Goodson, Associate Director, Mr. Brandon Owens, Assistant Director, Mr. Keegan Williams, Essence Coordinator, Ms. Anya James, Office Manager and Delivery Coordinator, Ms. Nisha McKee, Essence Assistant, Ms. Jasmine Yelrad, Mr. Breeze Assistant, Ms. Risha Jones, Music Department Liaison, Mr. Armand Daly, Production Assistant, Mr. Kareem Roberts, Assistant Chief Director, Mr. Patazza Roberts, Staff Assistant. I've been your voice of the Mighty Marching Panthers, Mr. Warren Shaw. We thank you for supporting your Mighty Marching Panthers all year long. Peace, and we're out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, give it up for the mighty Marching Panthers! Ladies and gentlemen, we're just days away from the start of Clark Atlanta basketball season. The men's basketball team, headed by new head coach George Lynch, will head to Miami Beach to take on Lynn University on November 9th and Perry University on November 10th. The Lady Panthers, led by head coach Yolanda Moore, open their season in Daytona Beach when they take on Embry-Riddle University on November 10th and Edgar College on November 11th. They both tip off the home schedule on November 20th at LSX Gymnasium. Basketball season is here. Make sure you support Panther and Lady Panther basketball this season. ladies and gentlemen, walking onto the field is Clark Atlanta University Athletic Director, Mr. J. Lynn Dawson, along with Mr. Lance Thompson, the CFO of CAU and of the Clark Atlanta University Players Association, along with Mr. Sam Burston, the Vice President of Institutional Advancement at CAU. The Players Association is a group of former CAU athletes, cheerleaders, managers, and trainers who care deeply about Clark Atlanta University athletics. Today, the Players Association is presenting a check of $5,000 to Clark Atlanta University Athletics. CAU Athletics gives a big thank you to the CAU Players Association. Let's give them a big round of applause. Come on, fans, you've got a better hand than that. Thank you. Fans, next Sunday, November 11th, is Veterans Day. Clark Atlanta University has a long, strong military tradition and a deep appreciation to those men and women who serve our country. We'd like all veterans to stand and be recognized. Fans, let's honor and salute our nation's great veterans. CAU loves you and appreciates your service. A big shout out to the Clark Atlanta University men's and women's cross-country teams, as yesterday they competed in the SIAC cross-country championships in Rock Hill, South Carolina. On the women's side, the Lady Panthers finished 7th, and Deja Mitchell earned a top 10 finish and a spot on the 2018 SIAC Women's All-Conference team. On the men's side, the top finisher for the Panthers was Mr. Aaron Crawford. Let's congratulate coaches Pamela Page and K.C. Carter and their Lady Panthers and Panthers cross-country teams on a job well done this season. Welcome back to the field, the Panthers of CAU. Ready to finish this season strong. Also, fans, don't forget to get on your social media platforms, your Instagram, your Snapchat, your Facebook. Let everybody know where you are. The 2018 Battle of the AUC. Panther Stadium, Saturday afternoon. SIAC matchup on the campus of Clark Atlanta University. Glad that you're with us. Stick and stay. Morehouse College fans, are you ready? Panther Nation, are you ready? As we prepare for the start of the second half. The Panthers of Clark Atlanta will receive the ball here in the second half. Brendan Boylan, along with Darius Blackman,
Second half.
respectively standing on the 10 and the 7-yard line for kickoff return. Fernando, that's De La Mora, kicking off. We're off.
And they bring it up to the 35-yard line.
A return to 17. The officiating crew.
Very good halftime show at this rivalry between Clark Atlanta University and the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse. We're starting the second half play. Again, it's 14 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in the third quarter with Clark Atlanta leading 13-7. Clark Atlanta has the ball first. There's a pass out to number 1 of Clark. A very good, sizable pickup, making it second down and let's say 2 for the first down.
And Travis, like I was saying last half, number 1, Sanders, he's a Stafford's safety valve. Anytime he gets in trouble, just look over for 1, and he's right there. There's Roger Thomas up that middle again.
Yeah, I'm sure they had a lot to talk about at halftime about running the ball up the middle on both defenses. Both offenses has a lot of success of running the ball up the middle. Now here we are with a different type of setup for formation for the Clark Atlanta University Panthers. Again, the defense of Morehouse was standing there waiting on the running back up the middle again.
Travis, that was third down, and that was a stiff stop for the Morehouse defense.
Right.
Looks like Clark is going to – no. Here comes the punt team.
Yeah. Clark has elected to punt the ball on fourth down. Looks like it might be fourth and about a yard. With that defense of Morehouse, they stopped that up the middle, and I'm sure they're going to put a lot probably more men in the box this half. Now, this is Morehouse College favorite half, the second half. So we're going to see what excitement they do bring to this game in the second half. They win a lot of their games in the second half of this year.
Yeah, they had a big win against Miles up in Chicago earlier in the season on a last-second Hail Mary touchdown.
Hail Mary, exciting. Mr. Vanover's back to catch the punt. He catches the punt. He's at the 20. He's at the 30. He's at the 35. He's still on his feet. He's at the 40. And they bring him down around about the 42 or 43-yard line of Morehouse College. So they're almost at midfield. We'll see what kind of formations they bring into the second half. This is their first possession of the second half.
Vano's over there stunting like his daddy.
Yeah. Morehouse is put it in a formation with 3 wide outs to the right, 1 wide out to the left. We got a lone man in the backfield. We have a man going in motion, number 1, going in motion for Morehouse. And a very good running play.
Something needs to be going on with the play clock on the field. They can't get it together, so the ref said we're going to keep it on the field.
Hey, man, you never want to hear that when you have something that's brand new, you know.
Well, you know, everybody has technical difficulties.
Exactly. We have a man in motion for Morehouse.
That's Vandover in motion. Sims with the shotgun.
Very good play. A quick pass over the middle, making it a 1st and 10 Morehouse. Number 7, the receiver of the catch, Mr. Tremail Gooden, a wide receiver junior out of Atlanta, Georgia.
There's Vandover in motion again. Sim drop back, and the whole team.
Wow.
Just turn your head.
I'm glad that wasn't a disaster for Morehouse. They tried a screen play. He had a lot of green. If he had caught that ball, he had a lot of green to the goal line. But he overthrew the receiver. And now it's making it a 2nd down, 2nd and 10 Morehouse. 2nd and 10 Morehouse, another formation, 3 wide out to the right. And we have another game stoppage. We had a man in motion, but we have another game stoppage. We'll see what that's all about. Okay, we're going to go back with the same formation.
Sims in the shotgun.
Sims in the shotgun. We have a man in motion. That's tight end number 15.
Santos through the middle.
Santos. And this could be, he's still on his feet. He's going, and he's wrestled out of bounds at around about the 5-yard line. Seems like a lot of words were being said at halftime to help this Morehouse College offense. They were sputtering in the first half, but right now they're definitely in scoring position.
That's the Santos done that we're used to seeing. Big play up the middle. Sims out of the shotgun. Clark Atlanta's thinking that, they're going to pass it with trips right.
Right.
Then all of a sudden up the middle.
Another handoff to Santos Dunn. I think they're going to use Santos to try to go ahead and get this scoring position. It looks like it might have been maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain on the carry and making it a 2nd and goal to goal for the Morehouse Maroon Tigers.
Let's take a look at Santos' big run. He cuts to the outside. He cuts back in, beats the linebackers at the 2nd level, breaks a tackle right there at the 30, and it's like, you can't stop me. He's not going to come down with arm tackles.
And, when he broke that tackle, it shows the strength of Santos Dunn, for a running back, for a Division II running back. That showed a lot of strength. We're lining back up right now for 2nd down. He gives the ball off. Oh, no. And now he's going back the other way, and the Clark Atlanta University Panther defense caught him in action. Oh, it was a loss on the play. It was very much a loss on the play now, and I don't think the offense is going to like that. So right now we have 3rd and about 17, goal to goal, and they have to really make something happen on this play if they're going to score. If they want to score a touchdown, it looks like Clark Atlanta defense is really tightening up. He drops back, and he's going to take off, but he sees a man. Oh, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Clark Atlanta has intercepted the ball, and he's bringing it back. He's at the 20. He's at the 20, 25. He's at the 30, and they wrestle him down at around the 34-yard line of Clark Atlanta. They have just intercepted the ball from the Morehouse offense, just when the offense of Morehouse was getting itself together to score. Clark Atlanta comes up with an interception.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at that last play from the defense. Here it is. Sims drops back.
Right, he had four wide receivers going out. And, right when he got ready to take off, he had to make a decision. Well, his decision, the guy looked to be open, but the Clark Atlanta defender stepped right in front of the ball, and he had a really good run back after the interception.
Look at his blocking. The guys are right there ready. It's like a hip drill. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Get on the train. Let's get it.
He had a semi-convoy until it ran out. And Morehouse, they really stopped the score. They stopped the score.
So the referees seem to be discussing something out there.
Right, with 9 minutes and 41 seconds left in the third quarter, we have Clark Atlanta on the move, and they are in the lead 13-7 in the biggest rivalry in the Atlanta University Center. All records are out of the window when they play this game. Again, Morehouse came into the game at 7-2. CAU came in at 2-7, and with this game, nobody cares what the record is. They just want to have bragging rights for the rest of the year.
Okay, Trevor, it seems like they're going to – I think it was a penalty on the play. Sounds like an unsportsmanlike conduct. Head coach Kevin Ramsey is upset.
I can imagine.
He is upset.
I can imagine. Hey, man.
But I have never seen a coach with shades on the sideline before.
Hey, man, with a big game like this, you do not want any mistakes.
But that goes to show how important this sun may affect this game later on.
Exactly. We do know, for one thing, they got, with them running up the middle, again, a play up the middle, and he's free. There's a Panther on the loose, and he's wrestled down right around the 40-yard line.
It's first down for number 22.
Another play up the middle. Morehouse defense is stiffening right now on that particular play. Well, a short gain, maybe a yard on the play.
Maroon Tiger defenders, and led by number 44, Julian Turner. A gain of a yard.
After that rush, that gives Roger Thomas 116 yards on the day.
Man, he has a lot, and most of those yards, if not all of those yards, were plays up the middle.
Right.
There was no razzle-dazzle. It was just line up and let's just go for it.
Hat on the hat, let's go.
There's
Stafford with a deep ball. Almost intercepted.
Almost, and there's a flag on the play.
We may have some defensive pass interference on that one.
Caleb Robertson, the intended target. Defending for the play, Diedrich Vanover.
And that's exactly what we have. We have offensive pass interference on the Panthers. That's going to bring the ball back down to the 21-yard line.
After the penalties assessed.
Man, I know Coach Ramsey does not like that.
Back on the 26.
No.
They do not like that.
Second and 24.
The Panthers are lining back up for another play, and they're deep into their own territory.
Draw play.
And they make up a lot of yardage on this particular play.
Looks like he got back to the original line of scrimmage. Roger Thomas did.
To the 41-yard line.
Roger Thomas like, this is my last game here in this stadium. I'm going to go out with a bang.
39.
Now he's up to 132 yards on the day.
He's having a big day, man.
Right up the middle, right up the gut.
Against a team that's 7-2. How about that?
He might want to treat his offensive line to ice cream cone or something
Exactly.
like that.
Quarterback's on the rollout. And it's another big catch by Clark Atlanta University. He's still on his feet. He's carried.
He's carried it very loosely there.
Yeah, and they brought him down at around the 22-yard line of Morehouse. It looks like they're going to get ready to score.
That was the junior Felix Jones.
And they're going to go with the no-huddle offense to try to get the defense to, be off, get back on their heels.
That was a 35-yard pitch and catch, Stafford to Jones. Here goes Roger Thomas up the middle again. Goodness, he is just eating up yardage through that middle. He is just eating up yards through the middle of that Morehouse Tiger defense. And the Clark crowd is loving it.
Another play going up the middle of the quarterback keeper. He goes up the middle for a sizable gain, brought down around about the 6-yard line of Morehouse. They are in scoring position, and they are really taking it to the Morehouse defense right now. It looks like they're going to they're exchanging right now, but it looks like they're going to score again. They are in scoring position. It's 2nd and 6, 2nd and 8, and goal to go for the Clark Atlanta University Panthers. Another play up the middle, but the Morehouse defense was waiting for the ball carrier. No gain on the play.
Yeah, they didn't want to give Thomas any yards on that one. They tired of him today.
That's the way it seems, yeah. And the pass, he's wide open and Clark Atlanta scores. Nobody was checking him. There had to have been a defensive flaw, mix-up in the secondary. And now Clark goes up even further with 19-7 as they line up for the extra point. We did not see this type of game coming, but we knew it was going to be intense. They're lining up for the extra point, and we will see what if they get the extra point. The kick is up. And the kick is good with 5:59 left in the third quarter.
Let's take a look at that again.
Clark Atlanta goes up
27. Right over the middle to number 80.
There had to be a mix-up in the secondary.
Henry.
Yeah, there had to be a mix-up.
Had to be a mix-up.
For him to be that wide open.
He was wide open.
I think that Clark Atlanta would love nothing more than to ruin Morehouse hopes of making it to the playoffs. Again, when we come into this type game with this type of rivalry, all records are out of the window.
All of them.
And right now, Clark is playing just superb football. You know, I'm sure Coach Ramsey had been wanting to see this type play all year.
Clark's playing not to lose today. They're pulling out all the stops. They don't care. They don't care what the record is. You came into my house.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure you leave with a gift, an L.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, you know, Morehouse had the chance to score earlier before the interception. And they were right there, the interception. So Clark took advantage of that interception, and they went and scored.
My grandma used to always say, anybody come to your house, you always offer them something. Clark's offering Morehouse an L today.
Exactly. And the kickoff is to Morehouse. Number 1, Santo Dunn. He fumbled the ball, but it's in the end zone, so I'm sure he'll take a knee, and the ball will come out on Morehouse 25-yard line.
Clark Atlanta cheerleaders, they are approving of the score right now, 20-7.
20-7, man. Who saw that coming?
I did.
You know. But, you know, that's why we play the game, and, you know, every Saturday something exciting can happen.
Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose.
This is Excitement Saturday here in the Atlanta University Center.
But Travis, it's not over, though. We still got a lot of football
we have
to play.
we have a lot of football left.
Can the Maroon Tigers respond?
That is the question.
Let's find out. Sims in the shotgun.
Again, the quarterback rolls out. He's looking for yardage. He runs out of bounds with about a 6-yard pickup.
Closing in as a defender, number 37, Kevin Williams. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3 from the 32.
Sims in the shotgun again. It's 1st and 10.
Oh, looked like looked like we had somebody offside, but they didn't see it for Clark Atlanta University. I mean, it was a sizable gain for a first down. Looks like it might be a first down for the Morehouse Maroon Tigers, and it is 1st and 10, Morehouse.
That'll move to James for Morehouse, first down.
Can Morehouse build on some momentum on this drive? I really think they need a score right now.
They're desperate for a score.
Desperate for a score. Frank Bailey Jr. trying to get to the outside. Could cut back in to gain at least 2 yards. If he'd have kept going to the outside, I think that play may have lost yardage, but that was a good cutback to cut into the he saw the crease and just hit the hole hard.
Well, you know, the Clark Atlanta University defense was really good on that play to, you know, stop him from a sizable gain. Mm-hmm. Right now it's 2nd down and 7. Ball at the Morehouse, I would say 46-yard line. Again, stopping the floor of the game to get the play from the sideline. We have 3 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right, with a lone man in the backfield. Snap, pitch and catch, and a sizable gain to number 11, the tight end for Morehouse, making it another 1st and 10, Morehouse.
There's a pitch out to Ryan Edwards, the senior, from right here in Atlanta, Georgia.
He's having a very good game today, and I like the way Morehouse used their tight ends. The handoff to Santos Dunn with about a 3-yard pickup.
One thing that I'm seeing is whenever Morehouse goes into motion, they're clearing out that side, and they keep going to that side. You don't want to be telltale, so they might want to flip that play because Clark seems to be sniffing that out. Ever since that big run that Dunn had earlier, they seem to be sniffing that out.
Right. Santos Dunn, the ball carrier, once again, he has a sizable gain, and he.
I love the way that young man runs.
And the strength that he has is just amazing. You know, for his height and everything, it's very deceiving. But once he gets the ball, man, I mean, it's just you have to pay to bring him down.
Coach Freeman had high praises for him on our conference call the other day, talking about, you know, the importance of Dunn and how hard he works. You know, that's one thing he talked about, his work ethic. He comes in early. He studies film. He's always in the weight room. Says he's a great teammate. Talks highly of Santos Dunn.
Yeah, man. It was a great pickup for him. Again, man, he's one of the 6 preseason all-conference for the SIAC, man. And, you know, they've all contributed individually up to their expectations. But today, right now, Clark Atlanta University is taking advantage of the whole situation of this rivalry game. We have a big penalty by Clark Atlanta University, which is moving the ball closer to scoring position for the Morehouse Maroon Tigers. We're going to see if Morehouse can take advantage of this penalty, that the infraction against Clark Atlanta University.
That's what Morehouse needed to help get back in this game. Now they need to at least get a score. There's a quick out to Frank Bailey Jr. He's brought down quickly.
For a pickup of about, I would say, about 3 yards.
Oh, my apologies. That's not Frank Bailey Jr. That's number 8. Richie Knuckles, the junior wide receiver out of Sewanee, Georgia.
How about that? Mr. Knuckles on the play.
That 8 looked like a 2 from up here. No, excuse my eyesight.
Yeah. Okay, with this formation, we have 3 wideouts to the right, 4 Morehouse, 1 to the left. Hold up, we have another delay of game coming to you. All right, now we're ready. Right now, Morehouse has the ball with 2nd and about, I would say, 10 for the first down. Handoff to Mr. Santos Dunn, another carry. They wrestled him out of bounds again for about I would say, a 2 to 3 yard pickup.
There's that motion, and Morehouse is still trying to clear that side out, but Clark's not having it.
Back at the 15-yard line, a loss on the play. Panther Nation, you know what time. We need to help the defense. Defense.
Sims in the shotgun formation.
Good block. Oh, is it another? Almost intercepted again by Clark Atlanta University, and it looks like Morehouse is going to have to go for a field goal at this point. It's 4th down.
Sims seems to be putting a lot of air on the ball, allowing the DBs to catch up to it and knock it down or pick it off.
Exactly, because most of the wide receivers are open, but by the time the ball gets there with him putting too much air up under the ball, it gives the defender a time to recover. So Morehouse is going to go for the field goal to try to, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. All right, with 1 minute and 53 seconds left in the third quarter, we still have an interesting game here on the campus of Clark Atlanta University. CAU are up 20 to 10 of the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse.
Okay, Travis, let's see if this score and that drive kind of puts a little bit of juice into the Morehouse Maroon Tigers.
Well, I'm hoping so because of the fact that, they have a very potent offense, but, Clark Atlanta's just not hearing it. They're not hearing it. They're standing with them toe-to-toe, and, they're making this game very interesting. Now, as time begins to tick away toward the end of the game, Morehouse is going to have to pick it up. They're going to have to get some breaks somewhere. Again, Clark Atlanta is about to receive the ball again, so you don't know what they might do as far as we already know during this game, they're finding much success running the ball up the middle.
Yeah. And Halloween was this week, so let's find out is this going to be a trick or a treat for Morehouse.
Exactly. He's still on his feet. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. He's still on his feet from the kickoff, and he's at midfield, a little bit over midfield. A nice run back for Clark Atlanta to help put them again into Morehouse territory. Morehouse is going to really have to, I don't know if they have a awaken after halftime for this game.
Well, I know Morehouse would like to have that kickoff back because Clark just ate up a lot of field on that return, and they have a shorter field now to work with right now. Let's see what Stafford can do with this.
They're coming out again with the 2 stacked wide receivers on both sides. They're stacked with the lone man in the backfield. They give it to the man in the backfield, and he goes up the middle. Nobody's there. He's still on his feet. He's wrestled down at around the 14, maybe 15-yard line of Morehouse. What a play, man. That was a play Morehouse was not expected, and it was up the middle. They're finding much success up the middle. I don't know, both offensive coordinators must have really examined the defenses of both teams.
We'll get a chance to look at that. They're about to hike it right now.
Man, they're in the same formation as before. 2 stacked wide receivers on both sides. Again, they go up the middle. That time, Morehouse was standing there waiting for him.
number 3, Antonio Johnson of Morehouse. Gain of a yard.
Clark has
Second and
177 yards rushing today, opposed to Morehouse's 106. I want to say if there's any difference in that game, that's where it's coming from.
That's where it's coming from.
And if I was a gambling man, the majority of those yards would come.
And another touchdown by Clark Atlanta University. The quarterback for Clark Atlanta is having a great day today. Again, all records are out the window right now. With that scoring drive, there's flags everywhere. I can imagine words are being thrown around on the field. Right now, the score is 26-10, Clark Atlanta University. We're going to see what these flags and these penalties are all about.
penalty flags are on the play.
Touchdown to Jonathan Sanders. Remember what I told you, Travis? That is his safety valve today. Anytime he gets in trouble, just find Mr. Sanders, and he's just found him wide open in the back of the end zone.
Exactly. And they're lining up for the extra point right now. And with this extra point, man, the kick is up, and the kick is good. With 38 seconds left to go in the third quarter, man, we have a game that we did not expect. Clark Atlanta University 27, Morehouse 10. And this is a must-game win for Morehouse to have their slim hopes of making the playoffs. All records are out of the window today, Toby. All records are out of the window. You know, this is very good football right here on the SIAC from Flow Sports.
Well, you know, we try to bring you the best of HBCU sports, and this right here, I'd rather be no other place today. Here in the nice Georgia weather, looking at Georgia peaches. Hey.
It is what it is, man, and at the same time, the mascot for the Clark Atlanta University, the Black Panther, hey, man, he's teaching me some dances that I didn't know about, you know. I'm going to have to go home and try these dances, man, you know, if they make you win.
Hey, like I say, look, the Morehouse Maroon Tigers, he's looking like lonely over there, but hey, you got to get your team together, man.
Right now, it's not too much to cheer about for Morehouse. Not a lot to cheer about, but on that penalty, they brought the ball back to the 20-yard line. So Morehouse should be able to get in some good scoring position. They should have very good field position once they receive this ball. We're going to see. The kick is up, and the kick is brought in by number 1, Santos Dunn. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. He's still on his feet. He could go. And a very nice return at the 25-yard line of Clark Atlanta University. We're going to see what Morehouse does with this field position.
That kickoff right there could spark this offense right
Yes,
now.
it could.
Santos Dunn is really giving it his all
right
to help this Morehouse team try to get a victory.
Man, that was a very sizable gain on that kickoff, man. It was very good. He had very good vision on that. Very good vision on that. With 29 seconds left to go in the third quarter, man, we're going to pick up action right now with Morehouse having the ball on in Clark Atlanta University territory. They're going to go back to the pass. He had a man open, but he threw it out of bounds. He could not complete the pass.
Sims is having some accuracy problems today.
Exactly, man. I was just about to bring that up because his receivers are open.
But he's just missing it.
His receivers are open.
I don't know if he's having trouble gripping the ball, but I've seen Sims play, and he's been more accurate. His accuracy is off today.
It's off today. I don't know. Maybe it's the hoopla of the game, you know. Quick pass out to the right for a nice sizable gain by number 9, Mr. Tamarick Vanover Jr. The clock is ticking for the end of the third quarter. Let's see if we can get the play off. And I don't think so then. And that's the end of the third quarter. For this big game rivalry, which everybody's been waiting for in the city of Atlanta, Georgia. Great HBCU action right off of downtown Atlanta. We're on the campus of Clark Atlanta University, where Clark Atlanta University is leading Morehouse 27-10, and Morehouse is knocking on the door. All right, we're back in action. We have a player down for Clark Atlanta University. Matter of fact, we have 2 players down for Clark Atlanta University.
Looks like we got cramping going on.
Man, that's a bad word this time of the year.
I know.
You know, that word only goes on the first 3 games. We let you have that first 3 games. If it's the last game, and it seems like what you're saying, cramping. That's what it seems like. One is walking off the field, number 7 for Clark Atlanta University.
Looks like number 18 is down. Yeah, it looks like he's caught a cramp.
Number 7, Ezekiel Edmonds, a defensive back from West Palm Beach, Florida. He's a senior.
Number 18.
And like you said, number 18, Mr. Johnny Sharp. Morehouse is lining up. Clark Atlanta University defense is not ready.
Clark called a timeout real quick. They
had
were
to.
Not set. Yeah.
They were not ready.
Well, I guess they were thinking that since they had an injury, they had time, but Morehouse was like, nah, bruh.
And Morehouse was ready. So, you know, that forced them to have call a timeout.
All right, while we're going to time out, we're going to go to the break. Thank you for watching SIAC Sports on Flow.
And we're back after a brief timeout by the Clark Atlanta University Panthers. On that previous play, they were not set and ready to go on defense. I think they went and talked it over, and now they're back about to line up for this next play by Morehouse College. Right now it's 1st and 10, 1st and about 8 for Morehouse, goal to goal. And we're going to see another stoppage in the game.
Looks like we got a false start. It may be having to do with that play clock. They're trying to get the situation with that play clock together. Something's going on with it.
Morehouse line up with 3 wide receivers out to the right, 1 and to the left. The one to the left, number 9, he goes in motion. So now we have 4, but they get handoff to the running back. And he being wrestled down to the left side of the ball. Santos done again. Making it about, I would say, about 6 yards, maybe 5 yards for the score. 2nd down and 5 from the Clark Atlanta University 5-yard line. Mr. Vanover goes in motion again. Another handoff to Mr. Dunn. And the Clark Atlanta University defense was waiting for Mr. Dunn on that particular play.
Yeah, like I say, once they go into motion, it seems like they're Once they go into motion, they're sniffing that out.
Yeah. Of course, with that type of motion, they're trying to get the defense to sway to one area, but Clark Atlanta's not going for it.
No.
Lone man in the backfield. We have two split out to the right, one to the left, and the left is going in motion right now. And we have a play and a nice sizable play and for no gain. No gain. Matter of fact, it might be for a loss. A quick pass out to the back, and Morehouse is going to have to go for a field goal.
This Clark defense, they're putting it all on the field today.
I think this Clark defense, man, they must have. Oh, wow, they had a very good week.
All year they've been hearing how good this Morehouse team is, and they've just been waiting for them.
Right.
And coming to my house and
the kick is up, and the kick is good. With 12:55 left to go in the fourth quarter, we have Clark Atlanta University 27, Morehouse 13.
We're going to take a break watching SIAC football on Flow Sports. And we're back to kick off. 12:49 left to go in the game. Morehouse 13, CAU Panthers 27.
Toby, I will tell you this possession by Morehouse is very important. This could put them back into the game, and if they don't score off of this particular possession, the game could get out of hand.
Yes.
And if it gets out of hand, they do not want to hear the fans and the students and all of that of Clark Atlanta University for the next year.
A year of bragging rights.
So Morehouse has to stop them right here. They tried to go up the middle, and Morehouse was standing there waiting on them once again. Hey, man, I have never seen a game plan in a game where they're always going up the middle. It's like you know where the play is going, and they just can't stop them.
I'm going to have to credit the offensive line. I don't know if I've done any. We've said it all day today. They're going up the middle. I'm going to credit the offensive line for CAU.
There you go.
They're winning the battle in the trenches against the Morehouse defensive line, and that is why they're up by 14, 2 touchdowns right now.
Today, Clark Atlanta University does not look like a 2-7 team.
No, they're like an undefeated team to me today.
Yep.
We got a false start.
And today, Morehouse team does not look like a 7-2 team.
Right. Role reversals.
You know.
And okay, well for the audience that doesn't know, Travis, you used to play at Morehouse.
Yeah, I played from 1980 to 1983, man. And this game was always a big game, man, because hey, man, you see each other in classes, you see each other walking down the street, you see each other, always nearby. Very intense game. Had a lot of fun, during those years, and it's just a game that you always look forward to.
Right. There's Stafford in the shotgun, and I got a question for you as soon as we come back.
Okay. Another pass across the middle, and he's still on his feet, and he's brought down at the mid-mark at the 50-yard line. Wow, very sizable game for Clark Atlanta University. 1st and 10, Clark Atlanta.
Travis, let's take a look at that play because Stafford is really killing them right over this middle.
His accuracy is really good today. As you can see, when he steps back, man, he's looking for the receiver the whole time. He looked and he found him. He was by himself. The defensive backfield had dropped back. He ran over that guy and, made a sizable gain on the play. Clark
is not allowing Morehouse to do anything today defensively, offensively. They are dominating this game.
Right. And again, that's why we play the game, man. I don't know. Morehouse is going to have to really get it together to get back into this game.
But, yeah, my question for you was, what would you say your favorite memory or most memorable moment playing against Clark?
We played at Lakewood at that time. It's coming up on the last game of the year. You've had a long season, and from freshman to junior year, I would say, particularly in my junior year, we'll wait after this play.
Option pitch out to the right.
And a sizable gain again by Clark Atlanta University Panthers. Getting back to your question, I say my junior year, my freshman and sophomore year wasn't the most winning season, but my junior year we started turning around, and we looked at this game to try to put another win in the win column. My junior and senior year, and of course your senior year, you're on your way out. You've done all you can do, but at the same time, man, I had a lot of fun and met a lot of people along the way, and you have a lot of fun. And you look forward to the last game to try to rest up for the next year.
Right. And like I say, the Clark Morehouse, the rivalry is one of the longest tenured in HBCU sports.
Right. He's going on the quarterback keeper, which brings about a yard gain on the play. Not quite a first down for the Panthers.
Well, Travis, I'm glad you're here because I got fooled. I thought the running back number 22, I thought he had it. And I got fooled in that play action. So, yeah, I'm glad you're here with me.
Yeah, man, it was a quarterback keeper. To me right now, the offensive for Clark Atlanta is just real impressive today. I'm sure Mr. Willie Totten is very pleased on what he's seeing from his offensive players. They have a sizable lead, and right now we're going to continue to, look and see. Right now we have a timeout on the field with 9:21 left to go in the fourth quarter. Clark Atlanta's up 27-13 over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. Real quick, today was a very good game, big game over in Fairfield, Alabama, where Tuskegee traveled to Miles College for a Western Division showdown. The winner of that game is going to represent the West against Albany State for the SIAC championship. So we're going to keep an eye on that game also. This game right here is still intense. They're trying to do a little trickery, looks like, to try to get the first down and see if the push helped them. CAU players are signaling first down. Let's get it from the refs first. First and 10. CAU.
Yes.
And again, up the middle, they had a little quarterback trickery with a little quarterback sneak, and they got the first down.
And I'm sure, going back to that Miles Tuskegee game, that Coach Willie Slater is going to have his Golden Tigers ready for that game against the Golden Bears of Miles. But now, because to see a rematch of Albany State versus Tuskegee from the Whitewater Classic earlier this year would be a nice championship game. But now, Miles might have something to say about it.
Hey, man, Morehouse beat Miles and Tuskegee. Right. But yet they're not going to be in the championship game. Isn't that something?
Well, man? You gotta take care of your business.
There you go.
And they took care of business against those teams, but when it came down in the Eastern Division, they just didn't quite get it done.
And from the looks of today, just the looks right now, we have 7 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the game. Morehouse is not playing up to their 7-2 record.
It seems like they came in thinking they already won the game.
That's the way it looked.
And Clark was like, nah, bro.
Again, up the middle, Morehouse on that particular play was waiting for them up the middle. On defense, your middle is the teeth of your defense. Mm-hmm. And they just keep running in there, whether they get the ball, whether they get yardage or not. They're just not afraid to go in there.
Yeah, Morehouse took their dentures out today.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Yeah, they did.
Because Roger Thomas has 179 rushing yards today.
Wow, if he gets 200, man.
If he gets
200 yards rushing.
Yeah, I'm taking him to the Wing Depot on Campbellton Road.
Or something, man. Or something.
Oh, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. He has 190 yards.
Right now.
The screen didn't refresh. He has 190 yards right now. So if he gets 200, I'm saying it on air now. I'm taking Roger Thomas to the Wing Depot over Campbellton Road.
There you go, man. There you go.
The cheerleaders, I know they're loving this win.
Oh, wow. Hey, man, we have 6 minutes left to go into the game before the game is over. Clark Atlanta is just lined up. Oh, we look like we have a little offsides.
Looks like we have encroachment.
Offsides. So we will see.
See what they say.
Number 96, 5-yard penalty. After the enforcement, first down.
I think we need to find some current CAU students and ask them where's the party gonna be at tonight if they win this game.
Well, we don't have to go too far.
Yeah, we're right here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
They're still on his feet, and he's being wrestled down, and there's a flag on the play. Now, with 6 minutes, like you said, we have about 6 minutes and 8 seconds. And you said you want to find out where the party was after the game. Now, that's one thing about this game. There will be parties.
Oh, yes.
You just have to find out where. Am I correct? We're going to, matter of fact, let's ask our intern. Let's ask our intern, are there any parties tonight that you know of?
I don't know yet, but there will be some, and I'll get back to y'all about it.
Okay. That's all we can ask for.
Come to an HBCU, you're going to find out all the information you need.
And at a rivalry like this, you know there's going to be parties. Whether it's on campus, off campus, we want everybody to be safe. At the same time, man, everybody wants to show the school spirit, you know?
But at the end of the day, as long as the Morehouse students and the CAU students, and as long as everybody's safe,
Right.
Have a good time. But right now,
Right now, it's intense.
It's intense, and Clark seems like they're about to have a year of bragging rights. we got 6 minutes and 8 seconds to go left in this game. Let's see how it turns out. It's still not over.
Right.
It's still not over.
Clark Atlanta's lining up, and they've the snap of the ball.
There's the Thomas again.
Another carry up the middle, and Morehouse didn't see it.
Again, the ball carrier.
There was no gain on the play.
Number 93 in on the tackle, spearheading Chase Burke.
Toby, it looks like there's no more smoke over there. It looks like we're not going to be eating.
Travis, I saw that, man. I wanted some ribs or some chicken or something, but the smoke seemed to be gone. So I think all the food's gone.
And an HBCU game, you always want to see that smoke that lets you know food is lurking.
What I say at halftime? If you don't get it now.
If you don't get it now, it's over. So when we go out there, everybody's going to be looking good, full.
Right.
Another. Oh, wow, another play up the middle, and he gets a sizable gain for the first down for the Clark Atlanta University Panthers. First down. First and goal to go for the Panthers.
I'm not even going to say for CAU offense. I'm going to say just Thomas up the middle.
Exactly.
Thomas up the middle.
Looked like I thought, why haven't we been saying that early?
I know, I'm slow. I'm not going to say you are. But there, okay, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Roger Thomas has 200 yards on the day. I owe him some wings. I said it. I got to be a man of my word.
Let's just start giving him his props now. For a running back in HBCU to get 200 yards in a game, man, that's not every day. We're going to just put him out there, man.
But I'm going to ask him to share it with his offensive line, because without those hogs up front, he couldn't have done what he did today. But they have done an outstanding job on that Morehouse defense.
Hey, man, as a pass offensive lineman, man, if you win, everything's good. If you lose, it's the offensive lineman's fault. So, going back to what you said, I think he should share those wings with the offensive lineman.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. Hey, because you got to congratulate who got you.
Right, and offensive linemen never get their name in the paper.
Right.
They never get any credit.
No.
But If they lose, everybody, all eyes are on
First
them.
and 10, CAU.
And if you win, everybody just shares in the victory. Here we go again, another play up the middle. And he's still on his feet. They wrestle him down right around the 5-yard line, I would say, of Morehouse.
Up to around the 6.
Toby, if they score on this particular possession,
Marking back in the 9.
can you say game over?
I'm going to go, and if
They score.
Clark Atlanta scores a touchdown on this possession, I'm going to say the old HBCU adage, get your hat, your coat, and leave.
Even if they get a field goal.
Yeah, but like I said, it's still, you know, this you never know. This Morehouse could get hot and everything, but a touchdown, you might have to be seen.
Wow.
Pitch
out. He fumbled it. He just had to fall on it.
That was a smart play. Just go ahead and don't try to do anything else. Just fall on it and don't give them an opportunity to get back.
Don't try to be a hero, huh?
Yeah. You've done enough today. You've done enough today. Nobody's going to remember that one play. Fall on it and go into the next play. That was a smart decision by Thomas there.
Timeout, Morehouse. With 3:54 left to go in the game, Clark Atlanta is up to 27-13. I want to give a shout out to my sports station, Sports Talk Atlanta, on the Never Had It So Good Sports Media Network and Radio. Again, my name is Travis McGee. I'm the host of the show, and you can follow us. Follow us on Twitter at NHISG_sports. You can also follow us on Facebook at Sports Talk Atlanta. Follow us on Instagram at NHISG Sports Talk ATL, and you can email us at info@sportstalkatlanta2.com. We're on every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., 8 to 9 p.m., and where we do HBCU sports news and updates first. And after that, we go into major college ball, athletics. We're going to the NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, soccer, golf, whatever sport that might be worth talking about, we talk about it.
Well, since you say that, Travis, you know, I got to let everybody out there know
after this play. And this, what would you call that play, Toby? Roger Thomas up the middle?
Roger Thomas up the middle. It's been going on all day, so that's what it is.
Why should we change?
But speaking of that professional level, guys, Travis and I, we've been going back and forth all week. He's an Atlanta Falcons fan. I'm a Washington Redskins fan. They play tomorrow. We won't be speaking tomorrow. We're talking all day today, but right now we will not be talking tomorrow.
Hey, man, they're getting lined up for the extra point. And we're going to see about, after this, we're going to really talk, not only about the Falcon game, but about this game right here. The kick is up. And the kick is good. With 3 minutes and 7 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter, Clark Atlanta has widened the lead over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse 30-13. Toby, nobody saw this coming.
I was just about to say, Travis, if I was a gambling man, I would be losing money today.
Wow.
Coming into this game, I thought that Morehouse would control this from the opening kickoff till the final seconds on the clock, but it has been a complete different story. First off, you got to get your hats off to this Clark Atlanta defense. They have played an outstanding game in keeping Sims in control and the rest of the Maroon Tiger offense. But then you got to give it off to the Clark Atlanta offensive line plus Roger Thomas rushing today. I couldn't have written it better in Hollywood.
Hey, man, Roger Thomas up the middle. Roger Thomas up the middle. That's all. And that Roger Thomas up the middle got him, what, over 200 yards?
He is at 200. Hold on, let me check.
Prepared for kickoff return for Morehouse. Carlos.
199.
Oh, yeah, he did. He lost the yard when he had to fall on the ball a while ago. You are exactly right.
Right.
So does that mean I don't have to give him the wings anymore?
Well, for about 1 minute, for about 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes. Hey, man,
3 minutes? Okay.
Real quick before the kickoff, the Atlanta Falcons travel up to the nation's capital for the big game tomorrow, man. I know who you're going for. The kick has been retrieved by Morehouse. He decided to run it out, and they stopped him right around the 15-yard line for about a 15-yard gain on the kickoff.
And speaking of the game tomorrow, I do want to say that, my Redskins, we do have a cornerback by the name of Danny Johnson, who is an HBCU product, played at Southern University.
All right.
Was undrafted and actually got an invitation to camp and actually made it to the team. So.
Hey, man, I'm expecting a very good game today, but I will say Atlanta Falcons have a lot of people hurt on defense. So, but, hold on. I'll go back. Let me get this play. That was a sizable gain on a pass play by Morehouse. Looks like the quarterback is finding his rhythm. Hopefully it's not too late. Hopefully it's not too late. I just bring that up because of the fact that they have about 4 or 5 people out on defense. They have a couple out on offense. But, I'm not a Patriot fan by no stretch of the imagination, but Bill Belichick doesn't let injuries, come into play when he's trying to win ball games. So, but that's just one organization,
Intended for Tamarick Vanover Jr.
Simmons, day-to-day. Off target. All in his face.
Right, he's had a rough day.
If Morehouse season has to end today, I know that the 17 seniors on this team.
They're going to be very disappointed, man, and Morehouse Maroon Tiger Nation is going to be disappointed because they're missing the playoffs. They're going to be, disappointed. Again, when you're trying to win championships, when you're trying to win games at a high level, man, 2 things come into play that you try to get around. That's complacency and injuries. If you can get past those, you're good to go. But that's what coaching comes in when it comes to complacency. A lot of, human nature, sometimes I'm right here, I'm not going to try any harder. Whereas coaches like, no. We got to run this all the way through.
Well, Coach Freeman said on the conference call the other day that, we want to keep his guys motivated for this game and, there's like set getting a double today. But
Michael Sims taken down from behind.
The CAU offensive line
out of bounds.
was in the meeting room during the week.
Exactly. And with that play right there, man, we just saw where the Morehouse quarterback scrambled and he ran out of bounds and he fumbled the ball out of bounds, was continually to try to keep this drive alive. But, it didn't work out too well. He had a loss on the play. We have about a minute and less than 40 seconds left for the game. The Clark Atlanta University is leading 30-13, man. And we got a stoppage in play.
It's got to be that play clock again.
Hey, man, what a great game. Again, Morehouse came into the game 7-2, and a slim chance to make the playoffs, while CAU came in at 2-7.
And played like an undefeated team all day. All day.
There's a hike, man. We have another stoppage in play. We have a flag on the play.
False start on the opposite line.
Dead ball, false start. Morehouse. Back to Maroon Tigers.
There's not much to cheer about on the Maroon Tiger Nation or the whole game. We're at the end of the ball game now. We have less than a minute and 20 seconds left. The Morehouse quarterback's lined up, plays, and he completes the pass to his tight end, number 11.
Sims' pass is complete to number 11, Ryan Edwards, up to the 30.
Yeah. And I like the way Morehouse uses their tight end, man. They use him very much.
He has a nice pro size to him, too.
Yeah.
Sims throws it out of bounds, incomplete.
Man, this has been a great day, man. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's been a great fall day. For all of the people that are listening here This is the SIAC on Flow Sports, live streaming with Flow Sports. It's been a great experience, and the SIAC is going to continue to bring you great HBCU athletics, whether it's in football, baseball, basketball, women's soccer, women's basketball, women's softball, track, whatever the case may be. There's a long pass down the field, and it's broken up by the defensive backs of Clark Atlanta University. And it's fourth down. And it looks like they've turned the ball over with 40 seconds left to go in the game. It looks like Clark Atlanta University will have bragging rights for the next year. And what can you say, man? They come into the game 2-7, and they take a win from a possible playoff team, and they played like a playoff team.
They did, Travis. This was their championship game today because they knew past this game that this was going to be their last game. But they left it all on the field today, you got to commend. And here comes the best play in the playbook. The playbook, the victory formation. Stafford takes a knee with 32 seconds left on the clock. And I don't think Morehouse is going to even stop the clock. This game is in the books.
Yeah, the Morehouse team and Clark Atlanta, they've already started walking on the field, man. The game is over. 17, 15, 14. Hey, man, shouts out to Clark Atlanta.
Shout to them.
Hey, man, they did a great job. They had a great game plan. And really with this game, I'm really looking at Clark Atlanta with the Willie Totten being the offensive coordinator. They might be doing great things next year. Both of these teams, man, right across the street from each other. What talent that you have centrally located right here. Great HBCU action right here in the city of Atlanta.
This will be a great start for Clark for next year. Great momentum. They get to talk to Morehouse all next year and things. Great win, great team win. I gotta say my MVP has to be Roger Thomas and that offensive line.
Exactly.
They came in and excuse my term, but they punched Morehouse in the mouth, and Morehouse wasn't ready for it.
Hey man, Morehouse wasn't ready for it. They weren't prepared, and like you said earlier, I think Morehouse thought they already won the game.
Right.
They didn't think they had to play for it.
Right. Hold on. We got some extracurricular activities out there.
Well, I hope it doesn't get that way, man. That doesn't need to happen, man.
Need to happen. But like I say, this is a rivalry. And,
this is a rivalry. Yep.
And the coaches are doing a great job of getting their players to go to one side. Don't mess it up. You just played a great game. Shake each other's hands. Live to go another day, and go from there.
Hey man, you're gonna see each other on Monday.
Right.
Whether it's in class or somewhere nearby, you're gonna see each other. So I mean,
And here comes. And see, this is what right now. Coaches are trying to do a good job of getting everybody together.
Yeah.
And but they're. I hope. Don't mar it with trying to fight right now. You just played a great game. Let's shake hands, and go enjoy the AUC. You got bragging rights for the rest of the year.
Right.
Go get your stuff together and go on back to the bus.
Hey man, last year when Morehouse won at Morehouse, everybody's jubilant. Everybody's feeling good. You worked hard for that win. Clark Atlanta deserves to have their jubilance.
Right.
Go
ahead
let them celebrate.
Let them celebrate.
Right, man.
But like I say, I want to give our game ball not only to Roger Thomas, but also the Clark Atlanta offensive line. They really did a great job today. I just need to ask everybody, do I still need to get Roger Thomas some wings from the Wing Depot off of Campbellton Road? Because he had 199 rushing yards today. But I said if he got 200, I would bring him some wings.